All right. Done. There you go.
SFC fans react, and I'm back with the legend Michael Bowers for the aftermath, the second aftermath of the season. Michael Bowers.
Second in 7 days.
I know we were buzzing last week against Sheffield because we thought Sheffield and Danny Roll, and then they got beat last night. But
I still think they'll be
top half. They were a decent side, got a good manager there. Michael, today's visitors to the Steamer Night was relegated side. Burnley, Vincent Kompany, who obviously last season, the season before, walked the league, didn't they? They were brilliant. They didn't do very well in the Premier League, but today, Scott Potter's Burnley, we knew they were going to be a tough side. I was thinking to myself, if we can get a draw, I'll be over the moon. After 15-20 minutes watching the way the players approached the game, the high press, the unity, the way they were organised, I was thinking, hey, I've got a feeling we can get a game, we can win this game here. Michael, how do we win that game? In your excellent brain of yours, how do we win that game, Michael? Let's go for
how do we win it? Right, you know, okay then. The obvious one is that I think not stopping them scoring was massive, but I don't even think it was just about keeping a clean sheet today. I thought what we did was our structure off the ball was excellent.
Yeah.
I thought that when Burnley had the ball, we hunted. I was impressed how well we hunted Burnley in packs today. And I've said this before. I said it on my own video, which I've just recently uploaded at the time of speaking, but. When you're pressing a team, you've got to make sure that everybody's got to be in sync with the press. Because if everybody's pressing and one person gets it wrong, Burnley with their quality, I know they've sold players this week.
Play at the back and then boom.
I know they've sold players this week, but the quality they've got, it'd be pass, bang, throw on goal, 1-1. Like the quality they've got. I mean, they scored 9 goals in their previous 2 games. So, and they scored 4 past Luton, who finished above them in the Premier League.
Exactly, that was
You know, I think today was always going to be very, very tricky for me. But I'm like, I thought if we got a point, I'd be really, really happy with that. And towards the end, I was thinking, we'll get a point, but it'll be the worst possible way to do it.
Conceding it on.
But I don't. Quickly on the red card, I'll get that out of the way. I haven't seen Daniel's 2 yellow card challenges. I need to look back to see if they are.
Right.
But at Pompey next week, as long as you've got Brown, Neil, and Bellingham in there, I think we're okay for one.
You've got cover there because Vig's playing well, so you can just bring Brown back.
Brown will be the one sitting probably, and then you got Neil and Rig. Bellingham and Rig.
I think you put Bellingham in there
in the
Brown, I think,
in the 6 role, and then
pushing Rig for
exactly. You could go fluid between them. But I thought in general, that I know we were buzzing last week, and I know we won 4-0 last week and we're very good. I thought that was our best performance of the season so far.
Out of the 3, I mean, I thought we're solid down Cardiff, a good solid performance. Sheffield were absolutely unbelievable, but then you've got to think of the team. This side Burnley, they're going to be
the league now.
They're going to be thereabouts to win the league.
If they're not at least in
to keep them out and keep a clean sheet and restrict them to really when they score and make a save in the game.
Well, do you count shot straight at him a save? Because if that's the case, he did.
On 84 minutes when I left, I didn't see a clear chance.
So he missed the nervy moments, did he? Yeah. Go on. I know what you mean. No, do you know, right? I was asking everyone, and this is genuine, not a clickbait question. Did Burnley have any really good chances today?
Well,
did they carve us open at any point?
Nah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Well, we were stricken and we were well organised, and we got our tactics right. And I can't remember them having a clear chance on goal.
No,
we had the most chances in the first half.
Well, that's what I was
going to in the second as well.
No, I agree with you. I think the first half, if Sunderland had more of an end product, we would have been 3-0 up by half time.
Well, this is what I was saying to the lads next to. I said, if we were more ruthless,
this is where a really good striker could come in and make
exactly. And I think no disrespect to Mayenda, he ran his socks off. He tried, but he just wasn't really getting in the game, was he?
But I mean, to be fair, in today's game he wasn't going to. But I've said before, and we said it last week, we don't really. It's not fair on him to have to lead the line all 46 games this season. What you want is for him to play bit part when you need to, and have him be second, third choice. And that's no slight on Mayenda, because I do think he will come good. But it's just more for his development and for him to develop better more than anything else. But in general, if we had an end product, we would have been 3-0 up a hard time. Across the game, we created the better chances. We pressed them really well. Our structure was excellent. When we even in the second half, I thought in the second half, one thing that really impressed me second half, our game management was spot on.
It was.
And I'm not just talking last 10-15 minutes. I'm talking across the whole second half. Because if you remember what happened the last time we played Burnley at home, we were 2-0 up by half time and then lost 4-2 because of their quality.
I was thinking
about that at half time. I was thinking, oh no. And even the first 30 seconds of the second half, when Burnley were passing it around with quick intensity, I was going, oh, it's going to be a long second half, this. But you know what, to be fair, Sunderland, once we got back into it again, we off the ball, we didn't give them any space. We were probably masters of the dark arts in a lot of ways today. I thought that we we were aggressive in the right ways. We managed to frustrate them.
Yeah.
We managed to disrupt the rhythm, not get into a rhythm. And I felt that when we broke forward, they couldn't live with us.
Yeah.
And it was just better finishing in the final third. We would have probably won more comfortably than that. If you look at I thought quick shout out for particular players off the top of my head. I thought Elise was outstanding.
Yeah.
09 was very good.
Brilliant.
You know, just
Sirkin, Hume.
Mr. Smiler was excellent. Sirkin, Hume, the whole back four. Pato by default was good, but because he didn't have that much to do. But that's a good thing.
But even when the ball come, I thought his distribution was all right today. Or sometimes
there was a couple of times I thought it was a bit shaky, but but in general he didn't have much to do. I thought. Yeah. But if you look at the forward line, I thought Mundell was good. Took his goal really well.
That was excellent.
You know, it was typical the first shot he had where he took a few players on, did the half it,
and
then plays it in the row. Max Power style. But not quite that bad. But to be fair, he redeemed himself with a goal, and we know that. Look. There is a player in Mundell. I know David Punchin, who you've interviewed before, he said there is a player in Mundell. Even he's someone who I've disagreed with a lot on players.
Yelled at because he's adamant that Yelder's not a player. And let's give him some time. I'm not convinced him.
I'm equally as adamant that we've written him off too quickly.
Oh, no,
but maybe he needs a loan away.
Maybe.
If in a year's time we still don't look like you're doing anything, then I think it's fair enough.
I thought he had an outstanding game against Middlesbrough when his debut, and then I think after that
I thought against Plymouth he was good when we won 3-1. But after that, but the point is, even he said there's a player in Mundell. I can see why he said that because I thought his trickery was good. Again, one thing he's lightning quick. He's absolutely rapid, and I think he's raw. But I think there's something to work with there where you can. I'd ideally like not him to just be Clark's replacement. I'd like to get someone else in. Yeah. But on today's game, he couldn't have done much wrong for me.
But that Wilson Isidore he's a winger, isn't he?
He's a striker, I think, but apparently his best position's on the left wing. Right. So maybe he's the left winger, and the money from we'll talk about Clark in a minute. But the money you get from him might be going towards two forwards and Wilson Isidore. Apparently, according to Isidore with Roke Report, they said that we're not paying a loan fee or his wages for the year.
Really?
So, I don't know how accurate that's coming from a Croatian journalist. Apparently, if that's the case, then fair enough. That's a free signing, isn't it?
That's just Sunderland all out, though, isn't it? Not paying his wages, not paying a fee.
That's Christian Speakman. He goes right, Zenit. I got 50p. Man, that's too much fair. But seriously, right? But back onto that though, Mundell did well. But I thought Roberts was really good today.
Absolutely brilliant.
I thought Roberts' work rate off the ball and his technical ability on it. It's just if he had an end product, he'd be in the Premier League. But in terms of technical ability, Burnley could not live with him.
Yeah.
And Chris Rigg, I thought, was really good. Yeah. I thought Dan Neil probably got sent off, ran the midfield along with Bellingham again.
But I thought Neil was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought he was. So there wasn't really anyone who I thought had I think Meander was probably the least effective of the outfield players, but that's not his fault. He's a kid. And I thought Rustian was meh when he came on, but at least he did the work rate effort, I thought. Yeah. But in general, I thought in the first half, Sunderland created the better chances by a distance.
Absolutely.
And I thought in the second half, we were structurally brilliant. We were defensively outstanding. And I thought that our work rate on and off the ball was great. And our overall game management, everything, tactics was bang on the money.
I still think we had a few chances even in the second half. I mean,
we had a couple of scrambles in the box, didn't we?
There was a one where Mundell had come across him and he shimmies, done the defender, but if he just had pulled the trigger,
I know, that's
tried to do it again.
It's like he's going, shoot.
Shimmied and shimmied again, and I went,
thankfully, it didn't cost us in the end. But that's something you can work on with him anyway.
Of course.
And I think, to be fair, and I did say to Paul and picking batters up, in the pub before the game, we were both saying, wouldn't it be typical Sunderland to sell Jack Clark and then 2 days later beat Burnley?
Which
we have. Sunderland all over, honestly.
But Mike, obviously the game was brilliant. We've won that game.
Yeah, that's what we needed after the last couple of days.
Determination and things like that, organisation. Reggie LeBrie, 3 wins out of 3. 3 clean sheets, Michael, as well. The clean sheet man, Michael Bowers. Michael.
I've been tagged on Twitter about this every time we keep a clean sheet. It's brilliant.
Hashtag clean sheet.
Hashtag clean sheet, WANKER. There you go.
Clean sheet wanker.
Go, you said it now. Clean sheet wanker.
At the end of the day, Michael, it's a fantastic start. We're top of the league. Yeah, it's only early days, but
of course it's 3 games.
We've got to come Jack Clark.
Yeah, we've got to, haven't we? Really, that's kind of the big talking point. Right. First things first. If the fees totaling 20 million quid, I still think that's too low.
Way too
I think
low.
we should. But what I'm going to throw a caveat here. And if Clark. Do you think Ipswich will stay up? Because this is crucial.
I don't think. But then seeing that, they bought well.
But what I was going to say is, right, if Ipswich go down, but Clark does well, what will happen is he'll probably get another Premier League move if he does well at Ipswich. Yeah. So what my thinking is, say if Clark signs a 4-year deal, right, and say Ipswich get relegated and he gets like 10 goal contributions to the Prem, I reckon someone who's more established would come in and go, Joe, we'll pay 30 million for him. Now, the sell-on clause that I've heard is 15% that we've got with Ipswich. Now, hear me out here. if hypothetically they sell him for 30 million next summer, we get nearly 5 million extra with that. That's where we'll make up the money.
But we have made it on this deal
not
here.
an initial deal, no.
Yeah,
no.
is that right?
I think it's 15 million. Fabrizio Romano and Sky both said 15 million plus 5 add-ons. So, but the problem is a quarter of that goes to Spurs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My point is, right, I will say this for Jack Clark, mind. I think his agent's a bastard. Let's put it that way.
I said he's a T-O-S-S-E.
I think he's a CU next Tuesday. But right. I will say this for Jack Clark. If you remember, 2 weeks ago, Johnny Rowe, the winger at Norwich, went on strike when they were playing Oxford first game.
Yeah.
That ruined his reputation with a lot of Norwich fans.
Yeah.
Jack Clark could very easily have done that.
Yeah.
He could very easily have put in a transfer request and refused to play, like Alex Pritchard, for example. Although I think there were mitigating circumstances around Pritchard, but he could have done that.
Yeah.
I'll thank Jack for his professionalism. Because I think he could have got injured in the first 2 games, couldn't he?
Yeah, of course.
And that could have affected his move, but he got on with it. He played, produced some really good performances, and helped us on the way. So I think Jack Clark, in that sense, I think has deserved a move to the Premier League because he's had 2 really good seasons with us. And
he's earned it. Yeah, he's earned it.
No, he's earned it. He's absolutely earned it.
He's been professional, Michael. I mean, I've got no.
I've
got no animosity or no anger towards Jack Clark. I just think of him fondly, and he's given us some great memories.
He's given us some great moments, but it's an example of, and again, I use the word the model because I know everyone's sick of it, but like, okay, fine, strategy then. He's someone who's outgrown Sunderland at the moment, right? Now, this is where, because I am detesting it when people go, do we lack ambition? What I will say is, this is where for me, and I've always said this, judge the model when we get money in. Yeah. So, right, we've got 15 million initially, haven't we? Rising to 20, I think it is. So, Spurs get a quarter of that. So that's 11.25 million. So we'll say 11 million.
We'll get 15 altogether.
15 after, because the add-ons apparently are guaranteed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Basically. So it's going to be 15 million, but initially it's going to be 11, really.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. This Roko Simic, who you mentioned in a couple of other interviews, I wouldn't be surprised if he's, and I could be wrong here, but I wouldn't be shocked if we've signed him and that's done, and we're waiting for Ipswich to announce Clark, and then we announce Simic. I reckon Simic last summer, from what I saw, was valued around 12 million euros. Now this year he's on the last year of his contract at Salzburg and has rejected a new one.
So that's why we make him cheap.
I wouldn't be shocked if we're paying £5-6 million for Simic.
So if we bring Simic in and we bring Mendy in, HMS.
P the league. Yeah, we'll see. But here's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love that. But what I will say, so this is where for me the strategy is going to be judged. Yeah. Because if we penny pinch and barely spend here, then I think it's fair to criticise the ambition of the.
But if we bring Simic in and we bring Mendy in, you can see, well, that's justified. That's not too bad.
Well, the thing is, Wilson Isidore. I keep saying he is a door. That sounds funny.
Wilson.
Wilson. Who's Wilson?
Wilson. Isidore.
Yeah, but so Wilson Isidore. If he's someone who, if he's viewed as a striker, I think you get him and Simic in and we go for a left winger. Yeah. Or if you view him as a left winger, we go for 2 strikers. Yeah. That's what I think will happen with the Clark money. And if you do that, then I actually wouldn't be shocked today if we go for Manuel Benson from Burnley, and the reason it's not happened yet is because we were due to play them today. Yeah, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if I know he's a right winger, but I think he's a transfer market, a decently reliable one. Yeah. They say he can play on the left wing as well. Right. So I wouldn't be shocked if Isidore's viewed as a striker and we get Simic and Benson, or Simic and Burnley. Yeah. Simic and Mendy, but have Wilson Isidore as the winger.
I'm pretty certain, Michael, with this Clark deal as well, I think, not to do sometimes in installments, I think we will get the initial 11-12 million. We'll get
you'll get a lot of it up front,
because with the add-ons that's going to come into the season. So I think we'll get the 15 million, but Spurs will get the percentage of that. Then we'll get ours at the end of the season.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I think the one thing is, because I would have wanted us to get 25 million, but the way I'm looking at it is, would we have been better off waiting until deadline day to potentially get 25 million, but you can't use the money to strengthen, or do you take the hit now, take a few million less, but you're able to bring in the players that we're linked with? Because this is the next stage of the strategy, isn't it, where you level up in terms of what you can spend and the quality of play you can bring in. So now time will tell where that happens. With Simic, I've heard him be compared to Ross Stewart quite a few times, in a favourable way. And he's someone who's 21, 22, I think he's 21 years old.
6 foot? Is he the one?
He's 6'3", I think.
Oh, he's a unit. He's a unit, Michael.
Man Mountain unit. But no, seriously, if he's going to end up being good, then I think arguably selling Clark's worth it. Only because, as long as you get a competent replacement on the wings. But I think as well, look, at the end of the day, we've got a big few days left in the window because this could define what happens in the season. But for now, enjoy the win, because I think today our overall performance was excellent, and I think like I said, but it's going to be a bad few days in the window. But we have got money to spend now. We haven't got an excuse not to go out and spend. But like I said, for me, on today, like I said, back to the day, I thought the atmosphere towards the end of the game was excellent.
Fans getting behind the team,
and I think the red card probably galvanised everything that we were doing. But Yeah, do you know what? Fair enough. We're top of the league after 3 games.
Happy 5, Michael. Happy 5.
Clean sheet wanker strikes again.